and happy August. I'm Mari Black. This month I have for you one of the most beautiful, flowing, soulful airs that I know of. This is a wonderful tune called the Lament for the Reverend Archie Beaton. It's written by John M. Mason, who's from Orkney. And yeah, it's a real gorgeous tune. It goes like this. And that's the tune. If you're just listening, thanks for stopping by. And if you're ready to learn it, let's dive in. Okay, so maybe you already figured out by listening, humming, playing along little bits, this is in the key of G major, 1 sharp. And you may have noticed that as airs go, this one is particularly pure and simple. So I wasn't doing tons and tons in the way of left-hand ornaments and double stops and things that sometimes we can put lots of into airs to really, enrichen them, if you will. And we've done that on past airs in Tune of the Month. But this one I personally like to keep very, very pure and beautiful. And it all comes down to bow control so that I can make beautiful phrases and dynamics. That's the key, for me at least, to this tune. So that's what we're going to really work on as we learn it. Okay, so it's a very simple form. Let's start it with the A section. I'm not going to play it through slowly because it's already at a nice tempo. You could learn it at that performance tempo that I just did. In fact, maybe just rewind the video and play it with me a whole bunch until you pick it up. That's certainly the traditional way to do it. But for those of you who like to break it down a little bit, let's do that. I'm going to take just the first phrase, the part 1, if you will. And I have 2 pickups. Of course, I will slow them up. 1, 2, 3. That's it's half the first phrase, right? Let's take just that much though. 2 pickups go up the scale. 3. Now go down the scale. G major arpeggio. Now you may go, that's not a regular arpeggio, Mari. That's a G major arpeggio. I'm breaking it up. Here's the root, the third, the lower fifth, and back to the root. But those are all notes out of the G major arpeggio. It helps to think chordally. All right, try that again from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, I hope you're already looking at my bowing. There are lots of good ways to bow this, right? Where you put the slurs and things like that. Many, many, many options. I'll teach you the way that I like, and it's all about bow speed. So when I have my pickups up bow, it puts my downbeat down bow, but I'm going to save my bow, slow bow. 1, 2, 3. So I don't accent this little pickup. Up, 2, slur, 2, slur. You notice I'm light on those, lightly, and now rich, hold, bow, hold, bow. Look at all that choreography. It's not just about ups and downs, it's about how am I moving, right? Where's a slow bow? Where's a gentle bow? Where's a rich bow? Where's more? Where's less? Let's try it again. 2 pickups, 2, 3, and a slow bow. Gentle, 2, slur, 2, slur. Now hold, bow, hold, bow. Really smoothly. Here's the second half of the phrase. So pretty when it goes down in the bottom register like that. Try the second half. Long, slur. Now slow your bow, twice as slow. And 2. And slow bow, up bow, 2, 3. Yeah, so each long note, your bow gets slower because the rhythmic value is increasing, right? Longer notes, we need to move slower bow to save so we don't run out. Try the bottom. Long, slur, twice as slow bow, even, slower, 3, and I need to finish that long low A at the middle of the bow because the next phrase, pickups, continue from there. They're also up bow. Sneaky. Try that second half of the phrase again. Long, slur, twice as slow bow, really slow, save more bow, and yeah, you can put those pickups into practice. It's going back like the beginning, back to part 1. Yeah, all right. Let's put that whole first phrase together. It's really part 1 and part 2, right? If we're talking usual form that we do here on Tune of the Month. But they're, in this tune, connected into one phrase. Ready? Beginning, pickups go up bow. 1, 2, 3. Save your bow and gentle, gentle. Now whole bow. Bow. Here it comes. Long, slow, twice as slow bow. Super slow bow. Save it. Pickups go up bow. Back to part 1 and 2 and gentle, gentle. Yeah, we went back for part 1. Now here's my ending. Watch. And 2 and 3. And it's the same choreography as part 2, the second half of the first phrase. The notes are just different. Long, slow, twice as slow bow, up bow, save your bow. Try that again, ending. Long, slow, twice as slow bow, up bow, save your bow, please. And we're ready to repeat. Let's do it. Whole A section. Pickups go up bow. Gentle. And gentle, gentle, hold. Move it. Low, hold, low. Keep it moving. Long, slow, twice as slow bow. Notice you get softer. And 2 and 3 and pick up 1 and 2 and gentle, gentle, more bow, more. Long, the air. So it really flows, doesn't it? This is one of the most like self-propelling flowing airs that I know. It's one of the things that I love so much about it. Now, do you notice if you're doing this bow choreography, when you're using more bow with more speed, that gives you more sound, right? So when we're getting to the high point of the phrase, the middle, that's where we're using more bow, and your sound should get bigger, right? Then when we get to the end, when I use slower bow and less bow, I get less sound. And this is the general principle that you probably already know from your very good experience playing your stringed instrument. I am speaking to stringed instruments right now. Sorry, woodwinds, please, you have your equivalent of this, but I want you thinking about it in your terms, right? More bow, more sound. Less bow, less sound. I assume winds and reeds, that's more air, more sound, less air, less sound, right? And you really want to be controlling that so you can create a beautiful long line. Let's try 2A's one more time and really focus on creating that long phrase with beautiful dynamics, decrescendoing at the end of the phrase when you go down into the register. And then the start of the new phrase can crescendo a little bit and gentle, gentle, more bow. So there's a big arc that happens. Now, if there are any ornamentations that you would like to put in, please go ahead and do that. Just keep them very gentle and melodic. One of my favorites, I'll just show you a couple. I like to do a little scoop up to that D, the first note. Do you hear that? It's just up the scale. The same scale that you just played for the pickups, no doubt, right? I like a hammer-on here. Sometimes I'll decorate this guy, maybe a little tap, or maybe just a hammer-on, simpler. That's a nice hammer-on down there, right? So I'm not super prescriptive about doing the same ornaments different times, right? I switch it around, but I'm using lots of hammer-ons because they're so subtle and gentle. And then when the line is going up, like the beginning, the little scoop can be nice because it gives that little kind of mirroring the way the tune's trying to move. Okay, let's do it 2A's. Plan your bow, plan your dynamics, plan your phrasing. 1, 2, 3, and a slow bow, 2, 3, and gentle, gentle, more bow, crescendo, richer, 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 softer, 2 and 3, breathe, and gentle, gentle, let's try the repeat, even softer, make it an echo. Super gentle. How gentle can you play? Gentle, gentle. Little crescendo, just a little, and come back. Save, 2, 3. Yeah, so that was just a little impromptu idea. What if on the repeat of the A section, you did an echo, played it piano or softer, whereas the first time is more of a mezzo forte or like a medium loud. Right? So the more you can play around with these dynamic changes, the more expressive the tune is. You don't need a lot of ornaments and double stops and all that stuff gunking up the works. How you play the phrase is what makes it beautiful. All right, so that's the whole A section. If you'd like to do any more repetitions of that, just rewind the video, or you can just pause it and play it by yourself. Whatever's good for you. In real time, I'm moving on to the B section. Okay, so now we're going down, deep register. I love this. Pickups are now going to go down the scale, and of course I'm slurring them up. Oh, again, 2 of them. That's part 1, all right? So do you hear it's going up the G major arpeggio this time? The A section was going down, the B section is going up. Contrapuntal motion, we call it. 2 pickups. G major arpeggio and 2, and I like up, so you can go down the scale, right? Because of course we're gonna follow the line. That's a very common and good strategy when you're making dynamics, is to follow the line. When the notes go up, you crescendo. When the notes come down, you decrescendo. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but it's a really nice way to get started. And here in the B section of Archie Beaton, works great. All right, let's do it again, part 1. Add more bow, crescendo, more sound, all the way to here. That's the high point. And notice I land on that B note, and then a little less here. Let's try that again. 2, 3, and crescendo as you go. More sound, more sound. If I keep going, this will sound familiar. Hey, check it out. It's the same part 2 as the A section. Of course, I come back down, decrescendo down into the low range. That's the whole first phrase, part 1, part 2, and it's the whole first half of the B section. Let's try it, put it together. Pickups go down the scale to the open G. Oh, it's so good. 2, 3, and 2. Build it all the way to here, and 2, and there's our part 2. Part 1 again. Crescendo up the arpeggio. Up, up, slow bow, slow bow. Here's the ending, listen. There's there on your open G string. You catch that ending? Try it again. Starts the same way as the part 2. I'm jumping down to the 3rd of that G major arpeggio. Pop it down. Let's follow that sound. 2, 3. There you go. Exactly right. So that's the whole B section. At least it's the whole first time through the B section. Part 1. Down low, crescendo. Part 2, same ending as the A section. Part 1 again, crescendo, and the ending ends up down. Let's do that much, shall we? With the most beautiful dynamic range that you can make. Make your softs so gentle. Make your bigger fortes rich and resonant. 1, 2, 3, part 1. More sound, go all the way to the top, and 2, and less here. Less bow, save your bow, the softest one. And 2, and build it again, go all the way here, 1, and 2, and 3, and ending. Notice at the end of that long note, at the end of the phrase, as usual, I haven't even made it to the middle yet because I need room for the next pickups. Okay, good. So This is where this tune gets really special, where Mr. Mason proves himself to be a composer of no ordinary metal. Because an ordinary composer would go, well, that's the B section, I'll repeat it, yay. And Mr. Mason says, I'm going to repeat it, but I'm going to do something special. So on the repeat of the B, it's going to feel different. And it's because he's going to take now, rather than a slow G major arpeggio, 1 octave, he's going to take a G major arpeggio that moves quickly all the way through the register of the first position, 2 octaves. And then he will play the next part of the B section up the octave. And that's that soaring moment where we all feel the ground like rising underneath us. Here's how it goes. 2 pickups. You hear it's up the octave. Isn't that good? It's so good. Okay, so you maybe can just pick it up by ear because it is the same melody as the first time through the B section. It just goes up the octave. Take a look at how we get there. The G major 2 octave arpeggio. I have 2 pickups. Now I'm going to play this arpeggio to give it really flowing direction. I'm going to play big, little, or slur or no slur. Check it out. Down, no slur, slur, no slur. And there's that little scoop ornament that I love to do at the top because, again, it's propelling me up the line, which the tune is trying to do. This is the most magical moment of the whole piece. Try it. 2 pickups. 2, 3, and a slur, no slur, slur, no slur. Yeah, and you notice as I do slur, no slur, no slur, I'm adding bow as I go. More bow, more sound. Why? Crescendo. Crescendo up the line. See how it all comes together? Do it again. 2, 3, and less bow, no slur, add bow, no slur, the most bow here. Part 2 is up an octave. Slow your bow. Yeah, try that. There you go. So that's part 1, part 2 up the octave. Now, he's going to go back for what we call a half A tag. Go back and play the last part of your A section to finish. And gentle, gentle, more bow, more bow. Listen. With a little bit of a fancier ending. For those of you keeping score, that's a D7 arpeggio. Do the final ending one more time. And that's the whole piece. All right, so let's put the whole B section together now. Of course, rewind any of those parts you want again. Here's how it's going to be. The normal B section that's down low with just 1 octave arpeggio. Da, 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 ya, da, da, part 1, part 2, da, 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 da. Go back, part 1, da, 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 ba, ya, da, 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 ending, da, da, da. Now on the so-called repeat, here's the big dramatic moment. Big arpeggio. Big little slur, I can't sing that high. High part, da, 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 da. And then the half A tag. Ya, da, dum, da, 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 dum. Make sense? Oh, my horrible singing. You better play pretty. Get that singing out of your ears. Ready? B section. 2 pickups go up though. 1, 2, 3. And 2, and build it. the most, and 2, and 3, and 4. Part 2. Save bow, less bow, C, bow, it's softest. Back to part 1. Crescendo. Up, go all the way to the B note. 2, and 3, and 4, and ending. 2, and 3, big arpeggio. More, the most. 2, and 3, and 4, and keep it big. Little less here. 2, 3, softest, A tag. 2, and gentle, getting softer. Fancy ending, D7. Take your time. Softest note of all. There you go. All right, and that's the whole tune. So you can rewind there to get the feel of that double B section, right? It's essentially a built-in variation to go up the octave, right? And that's nice of Mr. Mason to write that in, because that's a really lovely trick to do in any of your airs, whether it's written or not. If you play like Hector the Hero, to play it down the octave, and then on the second time through, play it up the octave, or the other way around. Lots of tunes work great like that, so it's fun to explore. And of course, if you want to play the whole tune all the way through, all you got to do is scooch back to the front of this video and play it with me for real. And it's just a lovely, lovely tune to develop your sound, work on your dynamics, bow speed, amount of bow, so important. You don't need all the fancy sounding ornaments and double stops and bells and whistles. In fact, for a beautiful pure tune like this, I think it can kind of ruin it. So if you're going to put any in, don't ruin the purity of the tune. Keep them very gentle and very melodic. And then I'll be so happy. I'll hear you playing beautifully and purely through the fabric of the universe, and I'll smile. And I may not know why, but it's because you're playing beautifully. All right, well, I hope this is fun and helpful and that you love the tune. As always, if you would like to see sheet music for this and any other tunes of the month, make sure that you are subscribed to my email newsletter. Go to my website, www.mariblack.com. Link is also in the description. And there you can sign up to be on my email newsletter. And if you're already signed up, you will already have Lament for the Death of Reverend Archie Beaton in your inbox, because I send out sheet music for Tune of the Month with my email newsletter every month. It's my little way of saying thanks for being in touch, for all of you who like to stay in touch. And if you're watching this in the future and you sign up in the future, you will have all future Tunes of the Month coming to you. All right, that's it for August. If you would like more fun tunes, stay tuned, subscribe, and check out next month, where we'll do something else that I love to play. Don't know what it is yet, but we'll find out. See you soon.